Very proud people. He graduated from the American Film University, majoring obviously in film directing. He carries values of integrity, consistency, a clear mission on how to receive his target successfully, creativity with no limitations, and of course values of respect for all people, ready to serve and proud to deliver the best value he can in terms of time and of course money. We all need to earn money in our lives. His previous work experiences make him unique. He has worked with many different cultures and has had more than 20 years experience in the field, working across the generations, young children, teenagers, people with disabilities, and especially an anti-drug program and awareness campaigns. I believe him to be a very humble but with wonderful experience and skills. He has gained, as I said, every time I meet him in his office, he's studying for a new diploma, which I think up to 9 or 10 diplomas he studied for and received since coming to Victoria. And I believe he'd be a wonderful asset to our Victorian and Australian community, producing wonderful documentaries such as we've just seen. There's a few things that he has done. He produced and directed the filming for the Gala Ball at the casino, Crown Casino. He assisted and advised as a consultant on a documentary produced on the tragedy that we all know of the Lebanese Abdullah family in Sydney where 4 children were killed, unfortunately, Allah yarhamhum. The Rise of Lebanon, a documentary for Channel 7, produced after the blast in Beirut, and of course many more trailers and events here overseas but also here in Victoria. So instead of me talking, let's have a 1-minute video about George that we can talk about him afterwards. Go George, let's see your video.
George Saluma, TV and film director. Holds a degree in film directing and an advanced business professional in TV and media management. George has a great achievements in arts, fashion, music shows, news, live coverage, documentaries, advertising, commercials, and live concerts, with more than 2,000 hours air broadcast. George is credited of many awards in creativity, and Medal of Honor as Great Commander Knight, of Humanitarian Service, in Human Rights and Citizenship. George has international memberships as a film director in the World Media Association, EBU, European Broadcasting Union, ASBU, Arab States Broadcasting Union, Avid User Group, Syndicate of the Employees of Television in Lebanon, Syndicate of Actors of Theater, Cinema and Radio. Welcome George.
Good evening, and thank you so much to having me here. Before I start, I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the lands, sea and sky that we gather on lands we live on. I pay my respect to all elders, past and present, of all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander nations. Dear distinguished guests, Honorable Excellency, dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. It's really an honor to be with you tonight on the 15th anniversary of the founding of the Victorian Lebanese Council, Community Council. I'm very appreciative of the VLCC and the Australian Lebanese Historical Society cooperation and coordinations that support the launching of my documentary, A New Home. My short documentary, A New Home, briefly tells the story of the immigrants, their settlement, and their contribution to our modern society, Australian society. I feel privileged to be with you, the sons and daughters of the Lebanese and Arab community tonight. My goal is to finish what I started 2 years ago, which I had to put on hold due to COVID-19 and everything else that comes along with it. We were all isolated and each other, and in one way or another lost touch. Today, Australia is recovering. And here I am, in front of you, continue what I started. It's a series of films under the title of My Story that talk about the success in exile and diaspora. I'm hoping to overcome the production obstacles of the past and successfully complete my documentary by obtaining financing from various institutions, clubs, companies, banks, and production companies. This is important, or we cannot achieve it. It is only through the cooperation and assistance of everyone that our story can be told and my goal completed. My team and myself are working very hard to attract the right people, regardless of their class, religion, and political ideologies. They are all equal in success, and they have left an unforgettable mark in Australia, a country that embraced everyone. What connects my country, Lebanon, and the great Australia is authentic historical and family ties that was established by those who immigrated decades ago and achieved common success and goals of the new homeland in Australia and Lebanon through expatriates. You have all made us proud, and I'm so honored to have you all here tonight. You set a perfect example for generations to come. I'd like to highlight some of our achievements, Lebanese and Arab success stories in the field of medicine, engineering, and science, and in sector of literatures, arts, management, economy, and finance, and successful incursions into politics and its labyrinths. My immistory company and myself would like to invite you to deliver your great story of migration with enthusiasm and participation in a brief segment of 22 minutes about your living in Australia, your migration, your success, your business, your attributes, your family, your contribution to Australian society. We are excited to hear and record your story, whether your migration journey led you to farming, factory, working, or hawking. Your story is important, especially what you achieved and your children and grandchildren's success. You can visit the website. Sure, I should promote it just for a second. You should visit our website to have more info about my story, the segments, on myimmistory.com, www.myimmistory.com. I would also like to thank the MVTs, VLCC, and ALHS, who gave me the opportunity to meet with you. Thank you for your effort and for the audience who joined us in the evening. The Cedars of Lebanon has its roots in Australia, and its branches are spread all over Europe and most parts of the world. Great nations are founded by achievement and success of their human element. I thank the great Australia for hosting the members of this community and for its deep and sincere feelings towards Lebanon, the Lebanese, and the rest of the Arab world. As a Lebanese abroad, I am frequently asked about the landmarks of my country and other aspects that make Lebanon the great country most of us know. I'd like to mention a few here and now. Its independence and the Baalbek, the Lebanese culture, the cradle of civilizations, the shore of the first ship in history, and the first letters, tourism festival, Fairuz, Wadia, Gibran Khalil Gibran, Beit al-Din, Middle East Airlines, the Phoenix, and the list goes on. But unfortunately, my Lebanon is wounded and suffers from corrupted politicians who manage this country. Just we need to pray to save Lebanon. Last but not least, my proposed documentary will help all future generations to identify their roots as they go forth and continue to contribute to Australian society. Who knows, maybe one day, Prime Minister. Thank you all for attending and looking forward to documenting your stories. Thank you. Thank you.
Hang on, George, we're not finished with you. Come back. Come back. Ladies and gentlemen, can I please invite the Honourable Nazir Asma, MP, President of the Legislative Council, to come to the stage and to deliver a trophy and award to our wonderful George.
Come here.
Thank you, everyone. In recognition of your time and unwavering dedication to our community, your documentary, A New Home, highlighting the roots of the Lebanese community in Australia, their migration, contributions, and many individual success stories. Your legacy will remain an inspiration for today and future generations to come. This award is presented in special recognition of your outstanding performance and commitment to excellence. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And also another wonderful award that has been presented by the Lebanese Historical Society as well as the Victorian Lebanese Community Council. There you go, George.